Hey everybody, my name is Russell Smith, and one of the most common questions I get asked is, what is the Premier Alternative Program and how in the world does it work? Well, my intention today is to give you a solid foundation of what the Premier Alternative Program is and why it is so important. Simply put, the Premier Alternative Program provides an extra $16,650 of medical and retirement benefits to each participant every year at no out-of-pocket cost to the worker, all while adding profit to a business's bottom line. Now, as I dive into this, let me quickly explain who can benefit from this program and how do you learn more about it. Well, the Premier Alternative Program, or PAP, is for employees who participate in a group healthcare program. So this program is designed to partner with and complement a company's existing group healthcare plan by providing an extra $16,650 for medical and retirement. We don't offer this to workers on an individual basis. It does need to be done in connection with an employer plan. So if you're an employee and interested in these benefits, and you should be, make sure that you bring this up with your employer so they know that this program is available and that you want it, okay? Now, if you want to learn more about this program, you can go to gopremier.info and learn more there. So let's dive into the Premier Alternative Program. The Premier Alternative Program, brought to you by the Premier Healthcare Solution, is a unique retirement program with an upfront medical reimbursement component that costs the worker nothing out of pocket, all while adding to a business's bottom line. Now, that sounds like a mouthful, right? What does that mean in layman's terms? Very simply, each and every employee on the program, regardless of income, is given an annual allotment of money to use towards medical and retirement benefits. In 2021, that allotment is $16,650. Now, like I said, employees can use that towards eligible medical expenses, things like co-pays and deductibles. And what they don't use towards eligible out-of-pocket medical expenses, well, here's the cool thing. They get that in enhanced retirement benefits, which is a fancy way of saying more money when they retire. So simply stated, this program provides workers with $16,650 a year in added benefits at no out-of-pocket cost to the worker, all while adding profit to a business's bottom line. That's what the program does. Now, with regards to how it works, we have over half a decade invested in the creation of this incredible program. Now, why did it take so long? There's a number of IRS tax codes, ERISA guidelines, Department of Labor statutes, and other government and legal things that factor into how this works. For most people who aren't tax attorneys and accountants, it's stuff that we really don't understand. It's kind of like explaining how the internet works to a pilgrim. Or it's like Doc Emmett Brown from Back to the Future trying to explain to me how the flux capacitor works, okay? So today I'm going to focus on what we do, not necessarily how we do it. Now, if we just wanted to charge you an arm and a leg like every other program out there, we could have finished creating this in no time. But we wanted to make sure that there was no out-of-pocket cost ever to the workers and available to all workers regardless of income. Now, there was also what I call a pilot program that we ran for 5 years. This allowed us to see with nearly 300 businesses and 5,000 employees across the country what worked really, really well and what needed some improvement. Now, in that 5-year time period, there was not one single complaint from a business or employee about their medical reimbursements. The businesses and the employees loved the program. We proved the program works, we made the necessary changes, and are now ready to share this with the country. Now, remember, any real solution is going to take time to create. Think about this. The U.S. government has had no real answer for a failing Social Security system for 75 years. I'd say that our 5 years to the government's 75 is pretty damn good. Now, there's three key components that make up the Premier Alternative Program. Those parts are an insurance plan, a nonprofit organization, and an economic stimulus component. And it is the combination of those three separate plans that make the Premier Alternative Program. But today, I want to keep it simple, and I want to talk about the three things that mean the most to you. Number one is going to be the medical benefits. Number two is going to be the retirement benefits. And then number three is the cost. Let's talk about the cost first. I don't want to string you along for 5 minutes and then hit you with some hidden fees. So let's be clear on the cost right out of the gates. If I haven't made it clear yet, let's make it clear now. It costs the employee nothing out of pocket to get $16,650 for extra medical and retirement benefits. It's known as a net zero cost. Now, I never say the program is free. We all know that nothing in life is free. Now, as I share with you a little later, you're going to see that there is a premium, but at the same time, there is no out-of-pocket cost to the employee or employer. We spent the last 7 years working to create that program that shifts the cost away from the employee and away from the employer. Now, we will work with the employers and walk them through how we do that step by step, kind of a paint by numbers, so that the employers can see exactly how we shift the cost away from the employer and employee, and of course, how we do that within the IRS guidelines. And also, in creating this, we want you to know that we created a program that's an incredible stimulus for the U.S. economy. And again, what does all that mean in plain English? I will say with absolute certainty that employees will not see a single dime drop in their pay ever. The employee's take-home pay is the exact same whether they're on our program or not, so why not be on it and get the extra benefits? And the employer, instead of it costing money, they actually make more money on our program. In fact, employers will see about a $500 average per year per employee tax saving that goes right to their bottom line. So employees get an extra $16,650 in benefits at no cost to the employee, no cost to the employer. The business actually makes money, all while stimulating the U.S. economy. I know, it sounds too good to be true, right? Well, so did the first TV. The first car, the first home computer, the first 1,000 songs in your pocket. Sounded too good to put a man on the moon, and now we're talking about sending the first American to Mars. It's only unbelievable till someone figures out how to do it. So there's the cost piece. Let's dive into the medical. This is a 105 add-on insurance program that partners with your group insurance, which is known as your Cafeteria 125 plan. Now, regardless of the type of insurance, whether it's car insurance, life insurance, your group health insurance, insurance is always based off of cost versus risk. If you want your cost to go down, you assume more risk, and if you want your risk to go down, you assume more cost. It's this inverse relationship that's the basic foundation of how insurance works. The challenge is that medical costs are rising at a crazy and unsustainable rate for the American family. It seems as if both cost and risk are rising uncontrollably. According to a recent study by the Kaiser Family Foundation, from 2009 to 2019, healthcare premiums for a family have gone up 54%. It's just out of control. Well, I wish we had a way to magically lower the cost of healthcare across the board. And while we can't do that, we can provide you more money to lower your risk. Now, this program is designed to reimburse the worker directly for the eligible stuff that your insurance doesn't cover. The reimbursements range from 55 to 75%, depending on your current healthcare deductible. If your deductible is from $0 to $2,500, you're going to receive a 75% reimbursement of your out-of-pocket cost. If your deductible is $2,501 to $5,000, your reimbursement is 65%. And if your deductible is over $5,000, then you're going to get a 55% reimbursement into your pocket. So if you have a $5,500 deductible, you're going to get a 55% of that right back into your bank account, which works out to about $3,025. So your deductible is $5,500, but your actual risk is only $2,475. So if you're on a $2,500 deductible plan and you've wanted to switch to a higher deductible plan so that you can lower your monthly premiums, but you just haven't done it yet because that $5,000 deductible seems like such a big number, well, you can actually switch to double your deductible and actually have lower risk than you have right now with a $2,500 deductible. The reimbursement is like all insurance. It has a schedule of benefits to determine what's covered, but the short answer is that this reimburses for the eligible major medical things like copays and deductibles. It does not reimburse for vision, dental, or prescription drugs. Now, also, as I stated from the beginning, I never say that this is free because all insurance has a monthly premium. That's just the way that insurance works. This is this medical component. It has a monthly premium as well. Now, before you shoot me and say, ha ha ha, there was the bait and switch, Russell, remember, I stated from the beginning that there's no out-of-pocket cost to the employee. So stay with me here, okay? There's a monthly premium, but at the same time, no out-of-pocket cost to the employee. So how does that work? There's a very special and unique relationship that Premier has with a nonprofit organization that restores the employees' pay so that they never see a decrease in their take-home pay. That monthly premium, the premium reduces their pay, but the employee is immediately made whole because the paycheck reduction is eliminated by the nonprofit organization. And it is that partnership that Premier has with the nonprofit that provides this whole program to employees at no out-of-pocket cost. That specific component of the nonprofit doing that for the employees is something that we want to dive into in great detail with employers to make sure you understand how that works. Now, we can explain how fairly easily, but it's the why the nonprofit does that I want to talk about next, which brings us to the last part today, which is retirement. One of the biggest fears of retirement today is outliving your money. Now, if you talk with any financial planner, which of course I am not, nor do I ever play one on TV, they're going to spend a lot of time talking about creating income in retirement. They may bring up dividend-paying stocks, annuities, real estate income, or living off the interest of some of your other investments. Really, what they're talking about is how in the world you can ensure that you don't outlive your money. Well, for the average employee, Social Security is the number one form of lifetime income, meaning you can't outlive your money. Social Security checks are not going to go away. They're there as long as you're there, assuming, of course, that Social Security doesn't run out of money and fail. But because so many people rely on Social Security, the government's probably not going to let Social Security fail, which means if something doesn't happen very, very soon, the government may have to bail out Social Security. Now, let's be realistic. The government can't continue to print money and bail out every program that fails. The math just doesn't work. You guys, when 2 + 2 = fish, you know that there is a problem. So our goal is to restore Social Security and its fiscal viability to hopefully prevent that government bailout from happening. Now, unfortunately, most people don't understand the history and how Social Security works. They don't realize that when Social Security was created, there were 45 workers for every retiree collecting benefits. Now, there's less than 3 workers for each retiree. Yeah, let that sink in. There is just not as much going into Social Security as there is going out. And people never learn in school the 2 main factors that determine your monthly payouts when you get to retirement. Number 1, at what age you choose to take your Social Security, and 2, how much did you contribute during your working years in the form of a payroll tax. This is the single biggest source of retirement income, and most people just don't have a clue how it really works. Well, the Premier Alternative Program is designed to massively overfund the Social Security and Medicare programs. Remember the $16,650 of allotments, benefit allotment for each participant? Think about this. If you are given an allotment of over $16,000 a year to use on medical claims, how much would you actually use? See, most of us never get anywhere near that amount in eligible medical claims. Young, healthy people, they may not use any of it. Some people may only use a couple of thousand. A few people might even use $5,000, $10,000, but $16,000, that would be rare, okay? You see, the Premier Alternative Program takes the benefits that you don't use towards eligible out-of-pocket medical claims and has an incredibly unique way to allocate them to Social Security on your behalf. For most of us, that massive and additional contribution would dramatically increase the payouts that we will get in monthly Social Security checks. For the average worker, this will be about a 200% increase in monthly payouts during retirement years. That could mean $20,000 or more a year of retirement income based off of 2021 dollars. This could be worth even more in future dollars. Now, what other program is available to workers today that could potentially add that kind of increase in retirement income, again, with no out-of-pocket cost? Think about that. By participating in this program, you can potentially add 200% to your Social Security retirement income while hopefully ensuring the long-term survival of a program for you, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, all without a government bailout. So, altogether, you're going to get $16,000 in benefits for medical, retirement, stimulate the government, restore the economic viability of Social Security, hopefully prevent another government bailout, and, oh, by the way, all at no cost to you, while adding to a business's bottom line. Now, sounds crazy, right? But we did it, and we are thrilled to present this to your business and to the country. So the next question that most people have is, how the hell do I get it? Right? This is awesome. Like I said, head on over to the website, gopremier.info, and learn more there. Again, it's gopremier.info, gopremier.info. Now, if you're an employee, go talk with your employer and share this video with them. If you're an employer, we want to share with you the full program's detail, talk to you about the nonprofit, walk through the tax codes, and show you everything in writing that I just stated. We can provide everything you need for your legal and accounting teams to do their due diligence. And again, you can get all the information that you need to learn more and get the process started by going to the website, gopremier.info. I hope this video helps you understand more about what the Premier Alternative Program is, why it's so important. You see, too many of us have a story like mine. I was driving my mom, a career teacher, to a chemotherapy treatment only to hear her on the phone in the lobby with the insurance company trying to get her deductible paid so she can get her chemo treatment. Now, gratefully, my mom beat cancer, but too many employees are getting beat by their copays and their deductibles. So find out how we can help by going to gopremier.info. Again, you can learn more at gopremier.info.